All right, everyone, welcome back to Play Live 2018 Distant Star Cares. We are here with the man, the myth, the legend, Supersonic, playing some all-night Nippon Super Mario Bros. And we're going to be seeing this next month at SGDQ. So this will be a preview for what you're going to be seeing.
Well, you guys will be seeing this game over here, but at SGDQ you'll be seeing SMB1. So, I guess you can kind of say it's a preview of what's to come at SGDQ. But, we'll get to it. But anyways, hi everybody. I'm supersonic71087, and I am running All Night Nippon Super Mario Brothers for you guys. I will be playing as Mario for this because it's actually a lot easier than Luigi. So, I'll be ready with the countdown when you are.
All right, you actually get started when you're ready to go, my friend.
Okay, cool. All right, so we'll go ahead and start at 3, 2, 1, go. All right, All Night Nippon Super Mario Brothers is basically a joint production with Nintendo and Fuji Television, or the radio station, back in 1986, and this was only released in Japan as a promotional disc. So it seems like a ROM hack, but it really isn't. It's just released in very limited quantity out in Japan. So we never actually got this in the States. So it's basically just like Super Mario Brothers, the very first game, but with a unique twist. Basically, there will be levels from Super Mario Brothers 2, the actual Japanese version, which actually came out after this game did. So it's basically like a preview. So as you can see, there's like different sprites for the Goombas and the Piranha Plants. Those are actually personalities from Fuji radio or television, whatever they are. I'm still not too familiar with the station itself since it was like so long ago. But yeah, they basically use their personalities as replacements for some of the enemies in the game, as well as the characters too. So as you may notice, a lot of the levels are from SMB1. However, the physics are slightly different. Oops, I almost passed the mushroom there. So basically, it plays a lot like Lost Levels on the Famicom Disk System. So like whenever you bounce off enemies, you'll bounce off slightly higher than normal. Basically, Mario practically plays the same as the original game, and then Luigi, if I was playing as him, he actually has slower acceleration. He has like ice physics pretty much, so he skids a lot, and but the only benefit with Luigi is he jumps high, so there are like some areas that Mario can't reach but Luigi can. Okay, so what I did just there, I touched the axe and Bowser at the same time, so basically the game gets confused thinking that, you know, I beat the level, but I got hit. So it remains me in the big state, but technically I am small. So the next time I grab a power-up here, you'll notice something different. So out comes a mushroom, but it turns me small. And then when I get the fire flower, I'm small and I have firepower. It's basically a mix of flower and power at the same time. So basically what this does is that I have the luxury of shooting fireballs while being small, and I have the smaller hitbox as well. Now, at times you will notice, like when I shoot fire, you will see a frame of Big Fire Mario appearing, but it does not affect his hitbox whatsoever. It's basically cosmetic. It's basically the game didn't have an animation for Small Fire Mario, but they did have a color palette for him, so as you can see, he does have the Fire Mario color palette on, yet he's small. And you can kind of see, like, while I'm shooting, that Big Fire Mario is appearing. Now, the only way this glitch can remain in this state is that if I don't die in the run at all. So if I end up dying, I will be reverted back to regular status, so like regular small Mario, then when I grab the mushroom, it'll be big Mario, and then fire flowers. So it'll be just the regular properties of the character. Alright, so just like that, we're already at a 2-2 when I've been blabbing about the game so far. So as you've noticed so far, we've been playing a lot of the SMB1 levels. And despite the fact that the backgrounds look different, they mainly look a lot like Lost levels. There's like some tiny differences, but nothing too drastic. And of course, there's like clouds that smile at you. I'm pretty sure that's really creepy to a lot of people, especially the ones that are conjoined. I'm pretty sure that freaks out a lot of people. It sure freaked me out when I first started playing this game. So. I mean, they kind of look like ice cream that came out of ice cream cones. That's what it reminded me of when I was a kid. Like when I saw like actual still images of this game, because we never saw it in the States. So, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and go after Bowser here. So it took 5 fireball shots to kill him, and he actually jumped forward, so I had to improvise the kill a little bit. Otherwise I would have gotten hit there. So I'm kind of glad that worked out the way it did. Alright, so we're in 3-1. Oh jeez, almost didn't jump off correctly there. I'm pretty sure I'm missing a lot of chat right now, and I apologize. I'm gonna try to get through this one here. There is flagpole glitch in this game, but however we haven't found a setup for it yet, so that's why we haven't been going for it. It's like as of now, it's like we just know it for SMB1. Alright, 3-2. Basically there's a lot of enemies in this level, so you'll notice that I will not be shooting a lot of fireballs. Maybe just sometimes I will, like that guy right there, just for a swag kill. The reason is because that you're only allowed to have like 4 enemy sprites on screen, and basically the fireball counts as an enemy sprite. So if I were to shoot a fireball while there's like multiple enemies on screen, it'll actually lag the game. So I choose not to shoot them. Alright, 3-3. Basically the same thing as the 3-3 and SMB1. I will basically note the differences in the levels later on, because the second half of the game does have levels from Lost levels as well. So we'll get to that pretty shortly. Okay, 3-4 is mostly a pretty dangerous castle level, especially in SMB1. So I'm actually going to be playing this a little safe here because of the Podoboo patterns. Now there is something that SMB1 does have that we're not too sure of with this game, since not a lot of people run this yet. It's basically frame rules. Oh geez, I got sat on by Bowser. Frame rules is basically 21 frames or 0.35 seconds. And the best analogy to put it in is Darbian's bus stop analogy. So basically the end of a level is a bus stop, so the bus leaves every 21 frames. So depending on how fast or slow you're going, that'll basically determine the patterns you will get in the next level. So we're not really too sure about this game just yet, because like we try to test out different things in this game, and yet I still keep getting the same patterns. So there's still a lot of more discoveries to be made with this game, and it's still fairly new in terms of like speedrunning. Okay, so as you notice, I did get a 6 at the end of the timer, and I have 6 at the end of my coin count, so that will give me 6 fireworks here. So anytime the last number of your coin count matches the last number of your timer, depending if it's odd or even, you'll get fireworks. You will get like 3 fireworks if it's odd and 6 fireworks if it's even. In SMB1, the fireworks are basically if you get like a 1, 3, or a 6 at the end of the timer. But this one, like even if you get a 6 at the end of the timer here, but your coin count's different, it's not going to affect the fireworks in any way. So that's a bit of a slight difference. That's more of a mechanic from Lost levels. Oops, got Cerebos. Alright. 4-3. 4-3 is another dangerous level. It's basic, like pretty much platforming the entire way, especially where there's like big pits all over the place. So as you see that I did collect 100 coins there, so I did get a 1-up from that. Alright, 4-4. This is the first maze castle. And it's actually a lot different than SMB1. So in SMB1 you would normally go the top route here, but this one you go on. And then in the second phase, there's an invisible block here. Oops. Let me get back up there. And then you go the top route here. But in SMB1 you go on the bottom, so it's a little different there. Okay, now this Bowser fight is actually a little dangerous. Which somehow it came to my favor, even though I was very close to hitting that fire bar. Because you got the fire bar, you got the Podoboo, Bowser's fire, and then Bowser himself. So that's like 4 different things that can pretty much kill your run. And since I am playing on the Famicom Disk System, there is a loading time between 4-4 and 5-1. I believe this one is roughly around 5.7 seconds of loading time. So if you were to play on the Power Pack, it's about a 1.5 second loading time, and then the EverDrive is like 4 seconds. So just like subtle differences in the loading time between those versions. Okay, so now we're approaching 5-2, which is probably the first couple of dangerous levels in the run. I mean, there's been a lot more dangerous levels than that, but this one is actually more dangerous because you get to deal with Hammer Bros, as you see there. I hope this next upcoming bro doesn't kill me here. Ah, he dropped down. I gotta wait on this guy. Because I want to keep the small fire glitch active. Alright, so we got the mushroom back, now we gotta get fire back. Okay, you kind of noticed there was a sprite of a firework that just appeared, like, briefly. We don't know what causes that. It always happens every time we grab a fire flower there. I'm not sure if it actually showed on stream, but it showed on my screen. But, yeah, it's just a random sprite glitch. Okay, 5-3, this level's pretty evil too. There is a bullet bill coming up here. Okay, looks like I got good shots. This is perfect. Alright, so we got the good bullet bill shots here. A lot of times on the first bullet bill shot, it usually appears right where I'm jumping, so I normally lose fire there. So, thankfully I was able to get through that. And that was the first Lost Levels stage, by the way. This is the second Lost Level stage. This is 2-4 from Lost Levels. 5-3 was 4-3 from Lost Levels. Oh no! Okay, so I died there. So I lose the small fire glitch. World 5 is always evil in every Mario game. I'm gonna just go ahead and get my 1-up back. I'm gonna try to attempt to get small fire again, but it'll be a little dangerous. Let's see if I can do this. Alright, come here, Bowser. Alright, got it again. Okay, so there is an enemy despawn coming up in 6-1. There was a Lakitu that appears, and normally he would throw the Spiny right at the very start. If you jump in that area that I just did, he will not spawn a Lakitu right away, or a Spiny right away. So that's like pretty much a free way to just keep moving forward. But unless you have to like collect power-ups, then you'll have to slow down. Alright, so we got fire back. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little slow here, just to avoid those Spinies. I'm gonna get another set of 6 fireworks, but that's okay. So yeah, this run can get pretty brutal, like after World 4, so Bowser is not making it easy for us to get through. So now 6-2, this is actually a pretty fun level with Fire Mario, because you have like all these piranha plants that are appearing. So with fire, you can just basically shoot a lot of them down. Oh jeez, I thought I fell there. This is why I kind of hesitated. Alright, so we got through that. Okay, 6-3 is pretty much the same as SMB1. Just the only difference is there's a Koopa in the level, and it's nothing really major either. So I'll take the top route here. And there's that Koopa. That's the only difference in this level. Everything else is practically the same. Alright, so we got 6-4 coming up, which is basically 4-4 from Lost Levels. 4-4 in Lost Levels is usually a run killer as well if you're playing any percent. Usually with fire it's a little more doable, but a lot of times RNG can also come into play with the Bowser's fires. Alright, let's see how this goes. Oh, I created a lag frame there. Alright. And this is the first world where he throws hammers. But of course it wasn't really affected for us, so that's good. Alright, so we got 2 more worlds in the game. So we're in 7-1. This is pretty much called the battlefield. It's like a lot of bullet bill cannons. And this is where the Hammer Brothers start walking forward in the run. Or in the game, rather. It can get pretty scary when they walk forward, because a lot of times you can't really tell if they're going to spawn on the bottom or on the top. And a lot of times, like, if you're doing any percent for this game, the Hammer Bros can actually kill your run in 8-3 because of them moving forward. Alright, so 7-2. This one's basically the same as 6-2 in Lost Levels. A very annoying water level indeed, because with all extra cheeps, bloopers, more like pits with like, I don't know what they're called, like currents or something, where they like kind of suck you in. So you can kind of notice that I'm getting sucked in, like while I'm swimming. Alright, just gonna get through here. Alright, that blooper was nice and decided to move to the right. We're gonna get more fireworks. This time we're gonna get 3. So we practically demonstrated both ways to get fireworks in this game. Also, there is another way too. Like, if you have multiples of 11 in your coin count and the last number matches, you'll get a 1-up plus either 3 or 6 fireworks. So like on the plus side you can get a 1-up, but on the minus side you'll get fireworks. Alright, this level is actually pretty scary. This is the same as Lost Level 6-3. This part right here is even more scary. Like, anytime there's a moment where there's a Cheep and a Koopa like near each other, you would have to like kind of slow down just so you can land on the Koopa. Alright, 7-4, this is another maze level. This is pretty much the same layout as 7-4 and SMB1, but the only difference is the maze route. So you gotta go up these 3 pathways here. And then the second pathway you gotta go up, then middle, and then down. So that'll take you to Bowser's lair. Alright. So 7 worlds down, just got 1 more to go. This is actually a pretty good run so far, despite 1 death. Alright, so 8-1. So basically 8-1, 8-2, and 8-3 are all the same from SMB1. 8-4 will be just like the 8-4 and Lost Levels, so that one will be a little tougher to get through. Especially the beginning part when we get there. So normally you would hit a star block up there, which is actually the third block, not the second one. But they moved the star block to here. So a lot of times you would notice in SMB1, like any percent or Warpless, like you would see a lot of runners hit that third block. That's basically for good judges, which basically nets you a frame rule. So with that, if you were to hit the star block, the flag will actually be slightly higher than normal, and it'll actually transition you to the next level pretty quickly. Alright, 8-2. This one can be kind of scary sometimes. Especially this upcoming jump right here. I'm actually going to take this pipe for safety. Reason being is there are like 3 Koopas that appear on this area. I despawned them. Get rid of that last Koopa right there. That Koopa can be a troll. It's like if you're on a very fast-paced run and he can just be in the way. Alright, 8-3. So now you will see the Hammer Bros that are upcoming here. They're going to start moving forward. Luckily the first one wasn't in my way. Second set will be. Yeah, both of them were. Let's keep shooting these guys down. Alright, so we're in the final level of the game. (8-4), which is a very dangerous 8-4. So I kind of noticed I held A and B at the same time. That basically gives me a safer way to get past that gap. And there are actually like multiple pipes in this level that can pretty much, you know, take you in different areas of the level. Barely made it through that guy. Alright, so we're in the second to last room here. Alright, we didn't fall in the pit, so that's good. Final room, get ready for time. This is Bruce, by the way. He's a fake Bowser. We call him Bruce for no reason. It kind of carried on into Lost Levels. Alright, I'm just going to jump for it. Time. Wow, that was quite the run.
That was a 22:01. GG.
22:01. That's a pretty good time considering what happened. And now we get this ending here. Peace is paved with kingdom saved. Hurrah to Mario, our only hero. This ends your trip of a long friendship. So basically, Peach just led us on to getting friend zoned, I guess. And you can kind of see she's wearing a geisha outfit too. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, so that basically, like, if you take out the loading time, it would be around a 21:56 or something. World record for this game is 20:42 by me, so still a pretty good run. I was expecting it to be around the 21-22 range, so I'm pretty happy with this run. But yeah,
fairly decent marathon run, especially with that one death. But hey, that's still awesome.
It happens.
Great job.
Yeah, deaths happen in the run. So, but yeah, that's All Night Nippon Super Mario Brothers. I hope you guys enjoyed the run. If you guys are interested in trying this game out, just go ahead and reach out to me. I'll be glad to help you out. Also, Taco, thank you for having me again. It's been a pleasure being a part of Distant Star Cares for the marathon. So yeah, I got one more run coming up. That's tomorrow morning with Sonic 1, so I'll see you guys then.
Sounds good. Always glad to have you back. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick intermission, and we'll be back with that run you guys been waiting for, the black and white version of Cuphead. So stay tuned for that.